No matter how painful reality is, it's all over if you don't try to change how things are. Persona 5 is a game I have waited about 10 years to play. The hype got me to consider buying a PS4, then a PS5. I even planned to try and borrow my friends. My hype grew even through Joker's Smash reveal. There was just never enough money or time to commit to this 100+ hour experience. Years went on with Persona 5 and now Royale sitting in the top of my backlog. Finally, the Phantom Thieves stole my heart. I spent 4.5 full days of my life engrossed in Persona 5's world, living amongst its characters and experiencing what it has to offer. Persona 5 tries to be so many things. It's a Japanese role-playing game, a life sim, a visual novel, a dungeon crawler, a resource management game, a stealth game, and there's even games within the game. And while juggling all of these responsibilities, it still performs well in each and every one. You experience one full year in the virtual Tokyo, and towards the end, I still found myself being exposed to new mechanics and ways to play. Like, I didn't even learn about Showtime moves until 30 hours in. We be eating good in Persona 5. The game design employed here is just bonkers, and how everything balances out so well still baffles me. Loading screens repeatedly remind you to take your time, but that's only when you actually see the loading screens. Everything is choreographed so well that encounters smoothly transition to fights, and fights smoothly transition back to exploration. Days, train rides, fast travel all seem to have their own unique and meaningful transition screen that never overstays its welcome. Not overstaying your welcome is another reason to take your time, because Persona 5 has no post-game. When your year is done, it's done. Just like life, sooner or later you have to say bye to the friends you made along the way. And fuck, I will miss seeing every one of these characters continue to develop. They're also personable and well written, and you're never given their whole story all at once. Rather, it's drip-fed over a year. I laughed and cried with these characters. I chuckled when first seeing Futaba during the lightning at Sojiro's house, only to cry days later when she finally got to hear her mother say, "I love you." While each character's story is going to be up to personal preference, I truly believe they are all so well written, and I appreciate how no matter how many interactions I shared with them, they never seemed to grow stale. The closest to stale they ever got was while rereading dialogue when I lost to a boss. Though, I only ever had to do this once. Because the game is smart, and it lets you fast forward through all of the conversation like a literal VHS tape. When Persona 5 says take your time, in those loading screens, it's asking for your patience. With options like this, the developers show that they want to respect your time. So many other games like Minecraft, RuneScape, Call of Duty could easily take up weeks of your life with slower, more intricate, or grindy mechanics. Persona 5 instead fills this time with back-to-back-to-back-to-back content at such a steady pace and with such a wide variety. The same goes for the music, which is just back-to-back bops that also seamlessly transition between one another. Within all of this variety, I found myself questioning the game's rating. This cel-shaded high school simulator that eventually turns you into a mouse is rated M for mature. The first thoughts that come to my head for M-rated games are shooters, gory, or sexy. Before getting to the elephant in the room, I began to see the most mature part of Persona 5 as its characters and the struggles that they go through. This is a coming-of-age tale not just for the protagonist, but all of the Phantom Thieves. The story begins with all of them trapped by fate, with their environment dictated by adults. The story discusses neglect, abuse, power dynamics, desire, loss, and denial. These topics are all ones which many people became exposed to as they mature. Whether it's Yoshizawa's reveal, Kawakami feeling forced into sex work, or Futaba tormented by the lies of her past, I felt that these were some of the most real and adult characters I've met in a video game. A coming-of-age tale is a tale of crossing that threshold into maturity. Early on, the game defines a trickster as someone who doesn't listen to fate. Instead, a trickster, like Joker and the Thieves, is someone with agency, who seeks to change the status quo. Our coming of age, our maturity, our acknowledgement of our place and power to change the world is a main theme of this story, and there is so much symbolism throughout representative of this. The Velvet Room is a reflection of our heart, and it begins with us imprisoned, feeling helpless against the direction of life's current. As the story moves on, our chains release, our door unlocks, and eventually we roam freely through the halls. When we near the main boss, we're confronted with the public's desire to be free, which warped into them being stuck in jail cells. They became free of choice, free as in without. Instead of free to change the world, they acted to be free of changing the world. This immature choice is the antithesis of the evolution our characters experience during their coming of age. Even further in the DLC, we're confronted with the choice to be free of pain. Not that the pain never happened, rather that everyone would just forget it ever did. My scars remind me that the past is real. The world is a cognition, shaped by people. When you accept this, and your ability to change the world around you, you will soon notice that your decisions have consequences, the good and the bad. Being free from the past is being free from the results of your actions. In that world, what is the point in having agency anyway? This is a story about ripping off the masks that hide. It can be painful to move through the truth toward the outcome on the other side, which is acceptance. So far, I have described Persona 5 as this content-packed, well-written, coming-of-age story that discusses really mature and sometimes existential topics. While you were either hanging out with your talking cat or running around as rats on a cruise ship, and all that barely covers the surface. I still ask myself, what is this game? 1 minute, I'm going through all Death Note trying to use demonic powers to bring down evil, only to the next minute be studying for finals. One evening, I'm running around Tokyo looking for Yakuza members just to get tired and call my teacher over to hang out in her skimpy maid dress. The protagonist is like fucking Batman in The Matrix by day, and Gigolo 7-Eleven employee by night. And in your free time, why not do some fucking crosswords and laundry? Your cat can fucking play darts. During Halloween and each season, city streets and even your phone background gets a glow up. 70 hours in, you repeat the tutorial and it's even fucking better than the first time. The P team did not have to go this fucking hard, but they did and it worked. I never knew I would be so won over by a game where guns are replenished each battle because of the power of imagination and banging your teachers a pro strat for time management. Persona 5 is a really special game. I have played many games that do similar things. I have never played a single game exactly like this. I was so stimulated by the constant change of music and activity with smooth transition between each step. The appealing environments never got old to look at, and the characters deeper than the Mariana's Trench kept me coming back to learn more. This game was enjoyable, entertaining, and kept me wanting more. It held up right through the end, and even led me to think bigger than the game, and about what it means to be human. I am satisfied with the time I spent playing Persona 5. The Phantom Thieves really stole my heart with this one. Humans have the power to change the world. They just forgot about that a bit.